Hey everyone, it's Shannon Gregg, and I am here with a business book brief. This is where I read business books and let you know the parts I felt were the most interesting and tell you whether or not you should read these books. Now, we all know investing in yourself, including spending the time to read, is a great way to continue your future learning and being dedicated to the mindset of somebody who is open to continuing to work on themselves. Now, I wanted to go back in time today to 2004 when I read a book by Marion Luna Brem. If you do not know Marion Luna Brem, you should get to know her. She has an incredible story. She was 32 years old, a single mom with two sons, and found out she had two devastating types of cancer. And she realized she had to do something, and quickly, so that she could find the money to take care of her sons. So she went and knocked on 16 doors, got 16 rejections, and on the 17th door she knocked on, she was given the opportunity to begin her work as a car salesman. And that's what they called them at the time, car salesman. Didn't matter that she was a woman, didn't matter that she brought along with it the intersectionality of being Hispanic as well. She was ready to become a car salesman. And so she published this book called Make the Best Salesmen, and I'll tell you what, it reads just as well today as it did in 2004. Some of the tips and tricks, of course, were written before we had access to the amount of technology that we have today, but there are a few gems in this book that are still worth revisiting. So I will tell you, pick this book up and give it a read. Some of it will make you think, wow, I cannot believe this is the way things were. Some of it will make you think, wow, I cannot believe things are still this way. But my favorite chapter, of course, is called Taking Charge of the Sales Process. So in this chapter, there are a few things that I really love. One of the things is Marion says, do not ever be closing. When you close something, it's usually negative. You close the door, you close the chapter. When you close something, it's over. And so she instead offers the idea to use some verbiage, which I really love and I think is still extremely relevant, which is, shall we begin? Shall we begin the process of the transfer of ownership? Shall we begin drawing up your contract paperwork? And I love that. I think that is something that is perfect for all of us. Now, I want to tell you one of the things she does at the end of each chapter is she gives 3 little tips. And in this particular chapter on the sales process, which was applicable to her as a salesperson, which now she owns plenty of car dealerships. She is doing spectacular. Marion Luna Brem is a really good person to look up to in sales. But it also works for those of you that are selling sales technology or are selling SaaS, are selling something that is a tangible product or service. This works for everybody. So her 3 tips at the end of this chapter that I really love are 1, be a guide, not a dictator. We've all experienced this, right? When you've got a salesperson who tells you, now you have to do this, and now you have to do this, and now you have to do this. No one likes to buy that way, so we certainly shouldn't sell that way. Love that tip. The next one is, the longest journey starts with a single step. I myself wrote a lot of essays to get into colleges using the same thing. You know, every journey has to start with a single step. And so her idea here is take that sales process and break it individual steps. And then the last one is stay focused. And don't we all need that? That is just as relevant now as it was in 2004. Keep yourself focused, help keep the buyer focused, and lead them on this journey. Marvelous book. It is Women Make the Best Salesmen by Marion Luna Brem. You should pick it up. It's a great, quick read. You'll enjoy it. And you will have, I think, an interesting time thinking about how different 2004 was to 2021. Have a great day and keep reading.